What's going on, everyone? Another edition of Smart Money Sundays coming at you. It's been a while since I've done a video on here. I'm super excited to be back and provide value for you all. First and foremost, again, I'll reiterate, we are not financial advisors. Everything I talk about in this video is for educational purposes only. If you'd like financial advice, please seek a licensed financial advisor in your area, okay? All right, starting out, and I've got quite a few actually today that I kind of want to briefly go over. So I'm going to be relatively quick with some of the pairs at least, and just kind of show you my levels of interest. But as always, I love to start off on the dollar, on the DXY. Okay, now higher time frame. Okay, first and foremost, what you can see is we do have a level here that is yet to have been retested. Okay, obviously you can see price rejected, traded higher, a bit of a redistribution schematic on the dollar. Okay, but this high here, or excuse me, this low here was never retested. Okay, so I do think we could at least trade into 91.75 into 92. In terms of a retracement, okay? And I will somewhat back it up here with some lower time frame analysis. Okay. DXY did accumulate to some degree, okay, as you can see, forming discrete lower lows. Obviously that big push up on the dollar, I guess, a couple weeks ago, okay? But as of now, dollar is somewhat in a range, okay? Somewhat in a range, especially last week. There was a lot of just back and forth. Dollar strong one day, super weak the next. Okay, what do I still expect? And this is a level I believe Jimmy might have mentioned last Sunday, James, on his Smart Money Sundays video. Okay, but I would like to see the dollar quickly trade into 89.80 into 89.75. You can somewhat see this level here on the 1 hour time frame. I do believe I've marked these levels off because they're very lower time frame levels. I'm talking 3 minute, 5 minute, 20 minute levels within 89.80, 89.75 that I'm looking at that ran out liquidity and filled a higher time frame and efficiency. And I'm looking for price to trade into that level to get into a nice discount here on the dollar. Okay, to go ahead and get one more leg to the upside. Okay, so you can see here we do have some nice equal lows, liquidity to be run. What would be nice would be to have that sweep, swift sweep, and then that continuation up into, oops, I'm still on bar replay, into, again, that daily level that was never retested. Okay, this low within market structure. Okay, so I'd really like to see that play out on the dollar, and of course we'll hop on over to the euro dollar and kind of mirror, obviously the exact opposite of the DXY. EURUSD, what I'm looking for is for price to potentially run out liquidity coming into level here, which is essentially the inverse correlation of that level we were looking at on the DXY. Okay, so just to round it off for this video, I will be looking at 1.2250. Just go ahead and mark that off. Okay, 1.2250. I would like to see a swift run on these highs here that have been engineered, this trend line that has been engineered. Okay, get into a premium and go ahead and take one more leg to the downside. Again, higher time frame, Euro USD, this level was never retested. Okay, you can see the inefficiency, the down close candle here. If we hop down to the 8 hour time frame, okay, very, very nice potential candle that I'd like to see price trade into. Okay. in and around 1.2, 1.1950. Okay, and at that point, I would be looking for price to accumulate after running out these lows here. Okay, this inefficiency you can see was never traded back into, okay, never fulfilled. Take out this liquidity and for price to somewhat accumulate on a lower time frame, okay, and confirm a reversal, okay, that we can then get net long again, okay, and target this high. Okay, so really what I'm seeing here are two possibilities. Okay, we could leave this liquidity, this trend line intact. Okay, go ahead and run this liquidity out here, come into the imbalance, obviously that daily high within market structure, okay, with a nice sell to buy, okay, and then we look for the pullback and the continuation. Or what price could do is go ahead and run out the liquidity. We could look for a shorting opportunity around 1.2250, take this thing down, okay, and then again look for the accumulation to go long again. Okay, what's nice is if we look at the daily time frame, what's giving me more conviction for this is the fact that we are still trading in premium on a higher time frame. Okay, this one singular leg to the upside. If we go ahead and fib this, you can see that we are still trading within a premium. Okay, we have yet to reach our 50% or discounted prices. Okay, so what we can also do is pull a reverse fib. Okay, you can see that we would be trading back up into lower time frame premium. Sorry, my Siri's going off. All right, sorry. Trade up into lower time frame premium. Obviously, you can see the sponsor candle or candles that ran out these wicks. And again, we identified that area on the lower time frame at 1.2250. We could trade up into here and then down into our obviously negative 27 extension, which lines up nicely with equilibrium, our 8-hour down close candle, prior market structure. Okay, so again, you know, they always say it's kind of cliche, but plan the trade, trade the plan. Okay, so I just gave you two potential instances for or possibilities for Euro USD. Again, I'll reiterate, either we sell off now, run the liquidity, rebalance into prior market structure, look for accumulation on a lower time frame, continuation around 1.2, or we go ahead and run this liquidity to the upside, come into lower time frame premium, sell off, look for the accumulation again, continuation. Okay, so that is Euro USD. Again, dollar been somewhat tricky, especially last week. And as we pointed out on the DXY, somewhat in a range. Okay, so be careful when trading the dollar. It's been relatively volatile, especially with what's going on in the equities market. All right. So hopping over to GU. Okay, in higher time frame, okay, obviously we have this weekly candle in here. We did run out liquidity and old high. I've identified something on a lower time frame. I don't remember what time frame it was, but 1.4285. Really, this high I ultimately expect to be taken out. Okay, but at least trade up into these regions of price around 1.4300. Okay, that's the higher time frame long-term target. Okay. However, okay, you can see that price is beginning to make very discrete higher highs. By all means, we are still bullish. Okay, we are creating our higher highs, higher lows, maintaining bullish market structure. Okay, so we really, in all reality, should be more keen on buying the pound. It's been really relentless over the past few months in rallying to the upside. Okay, but it doesn't mean we couldn't take some potential intraday shorts. Okay, now what we did have on Friday, get rid of this. Okay, the market did trade through these equal highs within these wicks and into our up close candle that ran out liquidity. All right, so we did run liquidity to the upside. Now, I wouldn't look to sell this intraday unless we really kind of clear this level, especially this level. Okay, we can take the pullback to sell it down into 4-hour structure, which I'll point out now. Point out the levels of interest I have for continuations potentially to the upside. Now my first is 1.3560. Really, as you can see, I've kind of marked off the mitigation. Okay, so first level of interest 1.3560. Okay, if we do, I could see a possibility of price taking out this low and trading into this candle here, this structure. Okay, and you know, price could do that. Price could wick past this level here, quickly mitigate, and then continue long. Okay, so make sure you mark off kind of this level here around 1.3500 as well as 1.3560, where we would be looking for continuations. Again, you know, if we do clear structure here on a lower time frame, we could use this candle as a reference point for a short-term selling opportunity back down into our higher time frame areas of interest. Okay, so that is GU. Okay, Aussie dollar. Now, this one did offer a very beautiful shorting opportunity a few days back. Obviously, you can see, you all know the drill. Okay, you can see the mitigation here, lower time frame candle it was. Okay, now Aussie and Kiwi are kind of pairs that I currently want to stay away from. Okay, these are pairs where I could make a case kind of for both biases, especially as a short-term, medium-term trader. Okay, as you can see right now on the 4-hour time frame, this pair is bearish. Okay, we are making now lower lows and lower highs. Okay, so what I'm seeing now is if we could potentially sweep this low, or excuse me, take out this low, create a new lower low, we could then use this candle here, okay, as our reference point for continued downside, so long as price has not yet traded into this level here. Okay, 7,500 is my downside target. Okay, so we can look for shorting opportunities potentially into 7,500. Go down to a lower time frame. You can see that we did sweep these relative equal highs here. Okay, so again, you know, I'd prefer price to go ahead and create this low. Okay, and then we could potentially be looking at this level as a reference point. Okay, or what price could do is create a new low, use this as intermediate structure to be run out, trading into this higher time frame structure before we get that final push down into 7,500. Okay, so again, you have to map out different circumstances in your head and know what you will do in advance, or else you will make a rash trading decision. Okay, again, you know, Aussie, Kiwi, I'll reiterate, not my favored pairs coming into this week. Again, everything is subject to change, but not my favored given all the other potential setups that I'm looking at. Okay, but I do still favor, as you can see, we are creating lower lows and lower highs, and so we can, if our rules are met, you know, take another shorting opportunity. And again, that target to the downside is 7,500. Okay, so that's Aussie. And, you know, Kiwi is somewhat similar here on Kiwi dollar. Okay, 4-hour time frame, you can see that we did run out these nice highs coming into inefficiency 7,250. Okay, running out these highs as well, breaking market structure, creating relative equal lows. Again, the same deal here with Aussie dollar. Okay, relative equal highs, trading into our up close candle here. Nice mitigation on Friday. Okay, so I do believe, again, just like Aussie, we could be looking for a new lower low. Go ahead and take it on the retracement into around 7,200, I would say, for a potential continuation to the downside. And then downside targets, hop back up. Downside targets, I was looking at this earlier, I just erased my drawing tool, but I will be looking at 7,020, into 7000. Okay, so again, there could be another counter trend continuation play on NZDUSD. Okay, again, this is the higher time frame structure, higher low, higher high. Okay, as long as price is trading above this level here, higher time frame, we are still higher time frame bullish. Okay, so looking for that potential short-term play down into that level. USD CAD. Okay, I know many people are thinking, accumulation schematic very well could be an accumulation schematic. However, for me personally, I would really like to see price on the daily time frame get above this level here. Okay, really get above 1.2900. Okay, that would really confirm it for me. Okay, once that happens, we would be shifting structure, at least short term, medium term, or we could go ahead and then target 1.3500. Okay, taking out liquidity here. Okay, but I do need price to break and maintain above 1.2900 if I'm really going to be considering long opportunities. Okay, those of you who are potentially riskier or want to look for immediate buying opportunities, I will say, price will likely run out these relative equal lows here, trade into more than likely something on a lower time frame in this region of price around 1.2650 if you want to get long on this. Okay, but personally on USD CAD, as the Canadian dollar is still very strong and the dollar is somewhat unpredictable, I will be waiting for a daily closure and maintaining above this level to then look for long opportunities into 1.3500. All right. Switch over here to CAD JPY. This is one I really do like coming into this week. Okay. In terms of an objective, again, I've been talking about 82.85, really 8400. I could easily see met. You can see a gap here. Price will likely see some resistance at this level. Okay, but I've been talking about trading into this region of price for months now, if you've been following. Okay, so looking at a potential setup coming into this week, you can see that price ran out liquidity within this daily candlestick, trading into this down close candle, as well as our daily 50 EMA with a beautiful reaction. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reaction. Okay, and so quite simply, what I'd like to see price do is simply retrace, and we'll go into the lower time frame shortly. Have a nice little retracement and a continuation. Okay, now I believe it's a 2 hour, I don't remember the time frame I was looking at, but again, levels of interest will be that daily inefficiency 81.55, and then a little bit lower I will be looking at 81.375 here. If price decides to retrace a little steeper or a little deeper for continuation. Now, the only thing that did concern me with this is that we never did trade into imbalance here. Okay, so if price does decide to maintain equal highs here, okay, then run out this liquidity, I will then be looking at this region of price to get long again. Okay, but I'm looking for excuses to buy CAD JPY, and for now, given the reaction that we had, obviously off of our daily candle, off of the daily EMA, sweeping this liquidity, okay, these lows here, I do favor just a simple retracement again into that daily wick, daily inefficiency, into our 4 hour 50 EMA, just a simple break and retest and a continuation. Okay, really do like CAD JPY to the upside this week. Okay, switch it over to a couple of these yen pairs. NZDJPY. This one is, again, NZD AUD. Like I said earlier, I'm not too keen on trading them this week unless everything really lines up. Okay, But on NZDJPY, I have a higher time frame target level of 7,600. As you can see, daily equal highs here, I do believe will ultimately be met. Doesn't mean they have to be met now, however. You can see that we did take out an old high and have retreated away from it somewhat rapidly. Okay, but we have to trade with the trend until trend breaks. Okay, so obviously you can see higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Okay, and so in maintaining the structure, the natural place to take risk is going to be 74.50. 6-hour candle. You can see the down close candle that ran out liquidity. Okay, so I will be watching this level. I will be watching 79.50 for a continuation into our higher time frame target of 7,600. Okay, yen is very, very weak at the moment. Okay, and so this setup is more so based upon yen weakness than a conviction on the NZD or the AUD and what they're going to do. Okay, but I would really like to see this level at 74.50 play out and go ahead and take this into 7,600 for a nice 150 pip gain. Okay, maintaining market structure. Okay, otherwise, you know, if we obviously you can see running out this liquidity, if we do end up breaking structure, okay, then we can use this area here as a focal point for a pullback and a shorting opportunity. Again, planning out different scenarios. Okay. Somewhat same deal with AUDJPY. Okay. Again, I could somewhat make a case for both ways. Okay. We did run out equal highs trading into our 4-hour candle here with a very strong reaction. Okay. Higher time frame, we are very, very, very bullish still. Okay. So right now, we are essentially trapped, as you can see, within this range between an up close candle and a down close candle. Okay. So personally, I would prefer price to either respect this level, create a new high, then we can take it on the pullback, okay? Or break this level, clear it, then we can use this as a focal point for a pullback and a continuation down, okay? But for now, we are trapped, and I don't want to be trapped inside of this region of price. Okay, don't get trapped on the wrong side of the market. All right, just be patient and let price print its story. Okay, but that is AUDJPY. Okay, you could very easily mark this level off 79.60. Okay, wait for that lower time frame accumulation and break of structure at the level and confirm it and take it long. Okay, you could very well do that, but I would not place a limit either way at the moment. Okay, just wait and be patient and see how price reacts. Okay, few more. GBPCHF was a beautiful, beautiful pair last week, and really in the prior few weeks has been gorgeous. This is a pair that I've started to like a lot because it respects the principles very, very nicely. Okay. Now GBPCHF, you can see traded into, there's a lower time frame. I'm talking 30-second, 15-second sponsor candle price traded into. As you can see, 30-minute candle. I gave this setup out last week to VIP and to our course members. And you can see the beautiful mitigation and reaction off of that level. Members who took it netted a nice 100 plus pips. Okay, so you know this one, as you can see, is still maintaining bullish structure. We're still creating those higher lows and higher highs, higher lows and higher highs. Okay, so we should continue to be looking for excuses to buy until price tells us otherwise. Okay, so for me, what I will be looking at is this area of interest here, around 1.2170. ahead and mark this off, 1.2170. Okay, I will still look for a continuation to the upside, okay, until price tells me otherwise, until we break down in market structure. Now, I will point out that we did take a significant old high. We took it out, which could be an excuse for a retracement. We have to keep that in our minds, okay? In that having run out that liquidity, running out that old high, price could be due for somewhat of an overall retracement, which means attacking lower time frame market structure, higher lows. Okay, so for now, again, we're looking for excuses to buy. We're still bullish. We're still maintaining structure. So I will be looking at 1.2170. Okay, price could sweep this level, come into something within this wick. I will still be looking for a potential buy. Okay, there's no reason to be looking for shorts at the moment. Okay, until price tells you otherwise. Okay, but I do ultimately expect us to trade up into this prior gap. 1.2300 into 1.2380 will be the higher time frame target. Okay, we are within this range for quite some time. We could see one final push up, some type of buy to sell. Okay, so that is what I am looking at on pound Swiss. Okay, very, very beautiful pair. I suggest you add this to your closely watched list of pairs. Okay, final few, GBP AUD. Okay, it had a nice rally last week. Level of interest, quite simply, will be 1.7870. Price had a nice liquidity run, as you can see, enticing buyers, creating equal lows, enticing the buyers prematurely, run them out, sell to buy, break structure. Okay, so I'll be looking for a pullback and a continuation. Okay, higher time frame target will be 1.8150. Round number, as you can see, big up close candle, never accounted for inefficiency, never accounted for 8150. Okay, that will be the target. Okay, going back. Okay, we're looking for excuses to buy. Unless price breaks down, then this will be considered a liquidity run here. And then we can look for the pullback and continuation down, and then we'll attack liquidity here, okay, within this trend line. That was never taken. Okay, so mapping out different scenarios, and I hope this kind of new approach where I'm mapping things out for you guys, and instead of just strictly giving levels, I'm giving levels and I'm mapping out what to do with these levels should certain things happen. I think this can be very beneficial for you and help you have a plan, throughout the week that you can follow. Okay, so let me know your feedback on what I've been doing here for this call. Okay, Euro GBP. This is one that we are in actually. Okay, floating a few pips in profit, about 23 pips. Okay, reasoning for this was price did trade into, as you can see, weekly inefficiency. I was looking at this as somewhat of an accumulation schematic here, okay, with nice equal highs to target. Okay, but price really is still maintaining structure, which somewhat worries me. It would be nice to see price go ahead and get above, clear this high. But I will tell you that I'm not very fond of these lows here. Okay, I'm not very fond of these lows. What could happen is price runs them, coming into something lower within this wick, lower time frame, and then explodes and takes out these highs. Okay, but we are in this. We are break even. And, again, what could happen here is we could have a nice sell to buy come London session, and then we could look for another buying opportunity into these highs at 8, 9, 20. Okay, that's what I will be targeting. All right, I don't believe there is anything else that I wanted to cover. That was quite a few pairs. Let me know your feedback. I hope you got some value from this call. I hope you have a plan coming into this week, again, so you don't end up making rash decisions, okay, on the fly. Okay, you have an exact plan mapped out for every scenario and how you're going to react to that. Okay, it's very beneficial for profitable and consistent trading. All right, let us know if you have any questions. Feel free to send us your markups and we'll be happy to help you out. All right, have a great week.